Let's begin at the very beginning, a very good place to start. Hi, I'm Elton John. You may not have guessed that, but I am. Here we go. God, I was so young there, and that was probably all I could afford. And it showed the trousers are very bell-bottomy. So it was obviously taken in the late 60s, I would think. Apparently it was my first publicity shot. And so that obviously went down very well. I don't remember it being publicized anywhere. I don't recognize me. I do recognize me, but I'm very, very young and very, very naive, and I obviously have no idea what's to come in the next 50-odd years. Wherever we went, we picked up badges, and the badges were sewn on by members of the band's wives. I remember trying to wear this outfit to Disneyland, and we had special passes, and it was so exciting, and I was really happy. And then we got to Disneyland, and they said, "Oh, you can't come in here with these badges on your outfit." And none of them really offensive at all. Now, let me talk about denim for a while. I used to wear denim in the early 70s, and I absolutely loathe denim now. I think every piece of denim in the world should be burnt. I loathe it, I detest it, cancel it. This is tasteful. This is when I played at my football club, Watford Football Club. Before I became chairman, I've been a fan of Watford Football Club ever since I was 6 years old. And so to play a concert at Vicarage Road, where the ground is, was really emotional for me. And obviously this were the colours of the football team. The outfit, I don't know who made it, probably Annie Reevey. I look like a matador who's just had one drink too many and stumbled into a concert. I don't know. I like the glasses. The glasses are great. It was a very important day, and that outfit was meant to show my love for the club. I remember this. Las Vegas, and there's the fabulous Diana Ross on the right, and Cher being Cher on the left, and me stuck in the middle. And my outfit was by Bob Mackie. Cher's was definitely by Bob Mackie. I'm not sure about Diana's. And all three artists are still going strong. Cher, me, and Diana Ross. It's a rather lovely photograph of three people who have remained successful. As you can see, this was the era of platform shoes. And obviously, I'm looking to buy a new pair of shoes that day because I don't have any. And my outfit is so tasteful with those lovely shorts and the hat and the glasses with the feathers on them, I think. Yeah. I always said, if I was a woman, I would spend all my money on handbags, shoes, accessories, because they're just ridiculous. I mean, men's shoes have gotten so good over the years, and they used to be horrible. But women's accessories are so incredible, and men are catching up now. I loved my success in the early days, and I loved dressing up, and I loved clothes. And this is a photograph of me enjoying my stuff, and obviously there's a lot of stuff to enjoy. Hollywood Walk of Fame, when I got my star on Hollywood Boulevard, which was a lovely day. I couldn't believe I was getting a star on Hollywood Boulevard so early in my career. The suit is Bob Mackie, and I think there's a badge on the star of people who had already been on the Walk of Fame. The glasses played a very, very important part in my career because having been born a little bit myopic, the glasses that were available in England were not very good. When I got to America in 1970 and found this store called Optique Boutique on Sunset Boulevard in Los Angeles, I went crazy. I took glasses to a new level with that store. I got implants, I don't have to wear glasses, but I like to wear glasses. These don't have lenses in them. And I decided now, in association with Walmart, to make an Elton John line of glasses because a portion of the proceeds go to the Elton John AIDS Foundation. And, you know, the Bob Mackie outfit is just to die for. And I wish I had the same waistline now. Talking of Bob Mackie, here's the sort of thing you go down to the grocery store and when you dressed up to come on stage, you felt you were ready for a show. And if you weren't ready for a show with this outfit on, you'd never be ready. But it's part of the British psyche. You look at Mick Jagger and you look at Mark Bolan and Rod Stewart and David Bowie. We all had this desire to come on stage, and when you put your costume on, you were ready to perform. I couldn't ever really come on stage and look normal or, you know, as normal as one could. It was me evolving into the madcap artist that I became. This outfit is one of my favorite outfits of all time. It's called the Giant Chicken outfit. This is the one I wore on the Muppet Show. This might be from the Muppet Show because I don't normally play a white piano. So it was made by Bill Whitten, who was an incredible LA designer in the early 1970s. And this was so much fun to wear. I mean, I used to get feathers in my mouth when I was singing, and it was so heavy. And this was reused several times in the film Kingsman 2, and also when I just did a commercial in America with Lil Nas X, and he wore that outfit, and I wore one of his outfits. But this was something else. It was funny. It would never anything like that had been seen before. I know Bernie Taupin, my lyricist, wasn't exactly happy about it, and a lot of people just thought, why does he have to wear that? You know, I sat at a piano. I'm not Mick Jagger, I'm not Rod Stewart, I'm not David Bowie. I don't move around the stage. I've got to attract attention somehow. And that was the whole point with me. I didn't want to repeat myself, and I wanted, as I got more and more famous, to become more outrageous. I think Cher did the same thing. We're both kindred spirits in that. We just wanted to get more and more outrageous. And I think you can say that is outrageous. Aha. Leaping forward a lot of years. This was taken backstage at Earl's Court in London at a show that I did, and that's Princess Diana, and that's me and Gianni Versace. One of my favorite pictures taken by Richard Young. I love this picture so much I have a copy of it in the library. And it was such a great night, and we were having such great time, and we went out afterwards. I love that outfit so much. It really is great. And Gianni became, of course, one of my greatest friends. My clothes really were made by a certain few people, because I loved working with them. This brings back so many great memories, and it makes me sad and it makes me happy at the same time. Gianni Versace again, and Donatella. Now, I think this was taken at the opening of a shop. Gianni Versace store in London. A leather jacket, leather waistcoat, leather trousers. There's enough leather on there to make a Chesterfield couch. Gianni, again, became my best friend. Donatella, still one of my best friends. They're incredibly kind, wonderful people, and inspirational. And 2 photographs of Diana and 2 now of Gianni Versace outfits made me realize I lost 2 incredible friends in the most tragic way, 6 weeks apart. God, I miss him. I just really miss him. I have a photograph of him next to my bed. I wish he was still alive. He was full of love, and his clothes were full of vibrant, beautiful colors, beautifully made. Gianni's thing was quality. Quality, quality, quality. Okay. What can one say? This is my 50th birthday. My outfit was made by Sandy Powell. I said, I want the biggest wig of all time, and I want a galleon on it with smoke coming out of it. And she didn't bat an eyelid. And I said, I want to look like Louis XIV on acid. The tragedy of this is that we were taken to the party, which was only should have been 5 minutes away, in a furniture lorry because I couldn't get in a car. But the driver went the wrong way. He went the long way round, and we got stuck in the traffic going to the party. So I was in the van for 45 minutes. That wig must have weighed 13, 14 pounds. And it was stuck on with glue, knitting needles, hairpins, everything. The wig would go, and then at the other side, it was like Marge Simpson. And I was in agony, and I was so angry. We finally reached the Hammersmith Palais, where the party was. And they lowered down the van, and I'm going, Arr! And as they saw my face, I went, hi. And luckily enough, I had the good sense to know there was another outfit waiting for me to change into with another wig, which wasn't so heavy. I didn't even say hello to anybody as I went, and I just went straight upstairs and changed outfits because I was in so much pain. That's what vanity will do for you. And vanity nearly killed me that night, but it is the motherfucker of all outfits. Yes, Gaga and I at the Grammys. That's an Armani tuxedo that I'm wearing. It's the only time I've ever worn Armani. God, I love her. She's the godmother to our 2 sons. She is so great. I love her to death. We've had so much fun together. When she first arrived at my house that you're in now, she couldn't get through the front door because her heels were so big and her hat was too tall. And I've got a big front door. And she came on the plane like that. She has that ability to look so out there and then look so classic as well. And when she, on her film premieres and when she's doing red carpet, she looks amazing. And then she just can look, she goes to the Met Ball and looks like something out of, from Venus or Mars. And she's just an inspiration to me. Dua Lipa. What a beautiful woman. Another great woman. Another woman with a fire in her belly. She was so good, so professional, so glamorous. I mean, look at that dress. I think it's a Balenciaga dress, I'm not sure. Look at those earrings, look at this hair, look at everything. I'm wearing a Gucci jacket, which is nice. And then because of that meeting, we got to be friends, and she got to sing on a record called Cold Heart, which has been probably one of my biggest singles of my whole life. a very special day. And she's a very special woman. This was in Paris, and Charlie Puth did this song. We did another track from the lockdown session called After All. And this is a Gucci suit they made for me for the occasion with a beautiful cotton shirt. And this was the first thing I'd done, really, performing-wise, since March the 7th in 2020 in Australia. So it was lovely to play in front of about 50,000 people and hear applause again, because I hadn't had that. Nobody'd had it. So I'm hoping that when I go back on the Farewell Yellow Brick Road tour, that's going to inspire me, because I've kind of got used to not going out on the road. After the Elton John AIDS Foundation Oscar party, David and I went to Vanity Fair, and we saw Jared Leto, who we knew, and then he introduced me to Alessandro. And I was already wearing Alessandro's clothes. And so we became instant friends. He came down here to the house, looked through my whole wardrobe from the 1970s onwards, and did an Elton John capsule collection for Gucci. He's the closest thing to Gianni Versace I've ever come across. Clothes designers, I think when you wear their clothes, they become part of you and they become your friends. Richard James the same. And that's why I like to have relationships with designers, because you get to know them, they get to know you, and you have fun with them. Every designer I've ever worked with, I've had so much fun with. And I've never asked them to make me something special. It's always what they want. You know, it's their idea, and I either say yay or nay, but usually I say yes. God, that you could have included so many more photographs, but we'd be here for another 3 years looking at what I've worn. Do I regret any of it? Not really. There's some clunkers, but there always is. I mean, I'm surprised that Donald Duck outfit wasn't in here. But again, it was Bob Mackie thinking, all right, you're going to be Donald Duck. And I went, oh, fine, great, lovely. A disaster, but fun disaster. But throughout my career, clothes have been so much important. Without that process of dressing up and looking different and having fun, I would never have been the artist that I became. Never. Okay, that was my life in looks. I hope you're not crippled with laughter by now, but I enjoyed it. Voila.